Hey guys, welcome back. And today's drink of choice is Makgeolli, Korean rice wine. It's sweet, it's funky, it's cool, it's refreshing. And with this rice wine, we'll be cooking 3 different types of pancakes. The kimchi pancake, the green onion pancake, and the potato pancake. We have a lot of things to cook today, so let's get started. Alright, for green onion pancakes, you'll need green onion, garlic, onion, some peppers. If you want some seafood, I got the seafood medley from the typical Asian stores. The buchimgaru, which is basically the pancake powder, but you can also just use flour mixed with salt and pepper. And a little bit of dashida, which is the MSG. For kimchi pancake, we'll need kimchi, a little vinegar because my kimchi is not fermented enough, pancake mix, which can be replaced with flour and salt, some sugar, a little more salt, green onions, which is optional, and onions, which is also optional. For potato pancakes, it's a little more different, but we'll need potatoes, some serrano peppers, which is optional, some salt, some MSG, and then we need special equipment for this one. We will need a food processor or blender and a cheesecloth. All right, let's get started with the green onion pancakes. We're going to cut the green onions. We'll need a whole bunch. Yeah, and you can cut these as large as you like, but make sure they fit inside the pan. Only going to use about 1/3 of the onion. The peppers are optional, but I do like it spicier. Pancake mix time. You do want to use 1-to-1 ratio of mix to water. And it's preferable to use cold water rather than warm water because it helps to keep the batter crispy, which is what we want. Generally, for one pancake of frying pan this size, you do want to use about a half cup of the pancake mix. We'll be making 2, so I'm going to be using 1 full cup of mix and 1 full cup of water. You don't want to mix it too much because you don't want gluten forming, but and the batter will be watery, but that is expected. Just mix until there are no more lumps. You don't want to overmix this. Into this, we're going to be putting in the rest of the ingredients now. This is also where you want to add the teaspoon of MSG. Now at this point, I like to skip the tools and use my hand. All right, and now the green onion pancake batter is ready. All right, we want high heat. We want lots of oil. It's almost like deep frying. This is not a healthy meal. The stove is hot, the oil is nice and heated. Time to get started. Once the oil is heated, turn your heat to medium. Want to burn the batter. Spread them out. And on this, we add the seafood. Up and add a little bit of batter. Alright, because I up, I won't be able to flip this. I'm gonna have to do some drastic means of flipping to get this done. Alright. It's stuck. I'll still put your camera down. Can you scrape the top off? So they will fall. Special right there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think it burned, so it stuck to the thing. Alright, if it can recover from this, we keep it in. Ah, yeah, it's completely f***ed up now. Alright, now we let it cook until it can get a good foundation. You can tell that it's not a bit stuck. So this means this is flippable. Thank God. Alright, thankfully this is right now in the good stage. Because you can tell it's all moving. It's a partial success. Honestly, not bad. Most of them survived. That's a win. But yeah, if you're actually doing this at home, I recommend smaller piece or just use a flipper. Don't do what I did. It was a terrible idea. Worked out somewhat though. Alright, now we'll be making the batter for the kimchi pancake. You might be asking, how much kimchi do you need to add for your pancake? It's a 1:1:1 ratio of pancake mix, kimchi to pancake to water. I said it earlier that my kimchi is not fermented enough, so I'll be adding a little bit of vinegar. Adding a little bit of onion. As I mentioned earlier, half a cup of batter for one pancake. I have in the 1:1:1 ratio of kimchi pancake mix to kimchi. You want to use cold water and not over mix. Adding the kimchi and onions. Actually, to this I'll be adding a little bit of salt and sugar. I forgot from earlier, gotta add the green onions. And once again, use the hand. And boom, we're already done. Our kimchi batter is ready. And add lots of oil. I'm failing too much with the bigger pieces, so I'm going to do the conservative small pancake approach. Some might say this is superior because you get more crispier parts around the edges because you have more edges. Once the bottom looks cooked, we're going to flip it. I'm going to sprinkle some oil on the pancake. So when I flip it, it's going to get crispier. Just so you know, you don't need to sprinkle the oil like that on top. Just pour some around and just flip it. Yeah, that's the color you want. And now we're done with the kimchi pancakes. Time for the potato pancake. Cheers. Ah! Now for everyone's favorite part of peeling the potatoes. Chop them however big you want. I'm just chopping them so they fit into the food processor. Nice and blended. Now we pass through this with the cheesecloth. Now, if the blender is not blending it finely enough or it's struggling, feel free to add more water to it because it's all going to get straightened out here. And squeeze the water out, dry. Now we wait for this potato water to settle down. Now that the water has settled down, if you look at this water, I'm going to pour this out. And And what you're gonna get left is the potato starch at the bottom. Once again, we use the hand. Alright, now it's all thoroughly mixed. And you can skip the starch part as well. You can always buy your own potato starch and add it in. And we're gonna chop up these peppers just a bit. Add in the salt, the MSG, and with this, our potato pancake batter is ready, and let's get cooking. This one is by default gonna be smaller size, so it's a relief for me because it's hard to mess that up. Whenever you make this with the regular roasted potatoes, cook them quickly, otherwise they become purple. This is not a good color to look at. You can use Yukon Gold, which is what I typically use, but they weren't selling that today at H Mart. Oh my gosh, a pancake. There we go. Okay, you can see, so we have some big chunks here that wasn't properly blended in the food processor. We don't want that, so you know, be better than me. I'm gonna put maybe decorate these peppers because these are just pure potatoes, so it's gonna be a bit boring if it's just potato and salt. So give it a little kick. Flip, press. The moment we switch the sizes of pancakes to smaller ones, it's just so much more relaxing. All right, finally we're done making 3 different types of pancakes. It's time to eat them. All right, let's start off with the green onion and seafood pancake. So yeah, everything's cooked perfectly. The green onion is cooked enough for it's sweet. And it's very nicely seasoned. Like adding the little MSG and the batter actually helps a lot because I don't think I would need a dipping sauce for this one. And most importantly, this is a little greasy. Let's smell the rice wine. Salty, sweet, salty, sweet. It just works. All right, next up we got the kimchi pancakes. So this actually worked out perfectly. I thought the kimchi was not fermented enough, so I did add a little more vinegar. And then I was still worried because the kimchi color was white. But actually this is working out perfectly. All right, last but not least, we got the potato pancake. I know that you probably don't see this often in Korean restaurants. Typically they have the kimchi or the seafood pancake. But you know, the potato pancake is a classic and it's one of my favorites because it's just so simple, but it's so good. Just potatoes. In the middle, I did make some dipping sauce for this because, as I said, this is purely just potatoes and jalapeno or some peppers. This is soy sauce with sesame oil, a little bit of leftover pepper that we chopped up, and some sesame seeds. Ooh, the little piece of the pepper is actually giving it a very nice hit. You know, it's crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside with the potato starch. Potato starch is typically chewier, and the jalapeno really gives it the kick. For this one, I really can't talk much about it. It just tastes like really good potatoes. And heavy, greasy, salty, spicy potatoes. Wash it down with some refreshing makgeolli. Woo! Well, yeah, I think that's it for the tasting portion of this video. Thanks for watching. Let me cook these pancakes and drink the rice wine. Hope to see you next time.